Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I want to talk about how to talk to shy girls. Some of the coolest girls you're going to meet are quite shy in the front, but freaky ass bitches in the bed and in the back because they just have a high wall due to either trauma, when they were a kid or when they were a bit older. They're just in a phase of a certain insecurity, and it's really weighing down on them, so they're a bit of a shy phase in their life, or they're just generally introspective. And so that's the genuine shyness. But then the others are more conditional. Something happened in her life to kind of make her retreat into her shell and to not express herself so much socially. You see this happen a lot after certain breakups or certain periods of dating. And so all of them do have different approaches. And so I'll go into those later on when we actually go into how to talk to her. But these girls can end up being the coolest girls because they're not attention seekers, and they are not, some of the shy girls are actually the most promiscuous of women, but they tend to be the most genuine because if they do let you into their shell and they do let you into their life, they do treat you really well, and they are good people. Obviously not always. There's probably some shitty ass shy people out there and you want to avoid them, but you still want to fuck them, but then not do anything else. But when you're dealing with a shy girl, be prepared for her to open up once you do apply these tips and you do fuck her, because they're really exciting once they're not putting up that wall with you. And so we call those girls actually shy, excited girls. And we have an old article about that. It's one of my favorite articles on the website. And I'll put that right here in the description below. And it talks about how these girls shy in the front, but then when they get to know you, they're very excited and they're excitable and they make great girlfriends because they're very loving and very doting. But then they're not like super attention seekers like a lot of other girls, so you can trust them at least to more of a degree. So definitely get excited about shy girls. They are also very exciting because it's a bit feminine to be shy and inward, and as the guy is more naturally aggressive and outgoing and expressive, and it creates a very beautiful polarity between the sexual energies when the man is very outgoing and very confident and maybe even a bit arrogant, and then his girl is kind of shy and demure, and it just feels like you're a man in those interactions. And I enjoy being in those seductions with shy women because it just feels very masculine and feminine, and it synergizes very well and creates a very sexy seduction. So be excited for them, and those are the 3 reasons why you're going to run into shy girls. Now, how do you get them to open up, or at least get them to open up their legs, even if they're not going to talk a lot, because sometimes your seductions won't be very talkative. You'll be doing most of the talking and she won't, but we'll get into that later. How do you first get her to be attracted to you? Well, the fucking basics, fundies, fundamentals. Make yourself as attractive as possible. Nothing I'm going to teach you is going to go as well as it could. I just fucking choked on my own air. Nothing is going to go as well as it could if you're not making yourself as attractive as possible. Your hair, your fashion, your body language, your facial expressions, your tone of voice, the entire experience must be constantly improved. Look at yourself as an RPG character in a video game. Constantly try to make yourself sexier and cool her through, King Cool. All right, Dragon Ball references. Anyways, make yourself as attractive as possible through trial and error and having references, experiences that teach you what is sexy and what is not sexy. And one of the biggest tips I can give you with making your fundamentals great and understanding the fundamentals of attraction is going to be one date. We have a great product. It's in the description below, and it teaches you how to meet a girl, get her out on a date, and how to have that date and then take her home and have sex with her and then turn her into a girlfriend all in one date, hence the name One Date. And one of the fundamental teachings of this product is SAC, similarity, arousal, and compliance. Now, what we're going to do when I teach you how to talk to shy girls is we're going to apply this principle specifically to her demographic of woman. She is going to be responding to certain things that make her feel similar with you. So a woman is going to be attracted to you when she feels similar to you and aroused by you. So what we're going to be doing is going to learn how shy girls feel similar to you and feel like they have a connection or a bond, right? Similarity is kind of just a nerdy word we're using, but all I'm saying is you create a bond and a connection where you feel like you are, you have a similar worldview, similar behaviors as this person, similar mindsets. And when someone feels that, you feel close, but then you add the sexual element of the arousal that's gonna happen between a heterosexual man and a heterosexual woman, where they're going to be sexually interested in each other, but then it has the foundation of the fact that you guys feel akin to each other, and as if you've known each other for 10 years because you just had this amazing conversation where you revealed that you two see the world quite similar, and you listen to the same kind of music, or you have the same kind of hobbies, whatever it is. You want to build that connection with her. And if you want a much more detailed explanation on how to do that and practically use it on a date and get her to get wet for you and to feel connected with you, and then go home with you and have sex with you and then turn into your girlfriend if that's what you want, in the description below, one date, check it out. But now we're going to be applying those fundamentals of making yourself more attractive and then the fundamentals of attraction to a shy girl. Now, the thing you need to realize with shy women is that their biggest issue is going to be attainability. Now, attainability is another model of attraction that's similar to SAC, but it's applicable here. It's called VAC, and attainability is the middle of it. And what that explains is that sometimes girls, and you know this because you can talk to a hot girl, maybe she's flirting with you, but in your mind you're like, I don't think she likes me. And you're gonna have doubts and you're not gonna pull the trigger, or a girl looks at you as you walk past her and then you don't go and talk to her because her attainability seems too high or too low, so she's too hot. So the chances of you getting with her attainability are very low, at least in your mind. What you need to do as the man, as the leader of the seduction, is you need to let her know that her shyness is not necessary because your attainability is moderate or high, which means she doesn't have a lot to risk if she opens up to you, either emotionally, conversationally, or even sexually. You need to make it seem like, not that you're easy to get, so maybe some people can misunderstand what I mean by attainability. Don't make yourself easy to get, make it easy to start the process of the seduction and get to know you. Make it easy for her to take that next step, to open up a little bit more. Maybe she's shy at the beginning of the date, or she's shy being around you, for instance, because you have to approach them anyways. When it comes to approaching shy girls, it's class as normal. There's nothing super special about it. Maybe their signs of attraction are gonna be a little bit less obvious, but there's also the flip side of that, and it's that women who are shy actually tend to be really obvious with what they do. Because they're so shy, they're usually not going to be as socially calibrated and as refined and elegant with their expressions as other women. And so they're going to be a bit obvious and direct with their interest. So maybe she's really shy and she's like not even looking at you, and then you walk past her and she just stares at you for like fucking 5 seconds. So I wouldn't say that they don't give blatant signals. It can go back and forth. That's what I mean, is if you just see a signal of attraction or you just find her attractive at all, go approach her, right? You're not gonna find some magic solution to get this shy girl, especially because she's fucking shy, to approach you. You're definitely gonna have to approach shy women, unless it's a social circle situation where she's just kind of thrust upon you because you know someone in common or you have a project together or something, but you're gonna have to approach her. So that is, we can't even discuss that. Just go and approach her, but then when you're actually on the date, you're gonna have to let her know that it's okay to open up. And so you need to work on your attainability. How you work on your attainability? Well, it's a bit paradoxical with that. I'm always saying this and then saying that, but that's how girls work. They're backwards as hell. The more, people too, actually, the more attractive you get, the more she's gonna feel like you're harder to get because you're so attractive. She's gonna think, wow, this guy's out of my league, blah, blah, blah. Even if you're on a date with someone, you could still think someone is out of your league. I know that because I've been on a date with girls and thought, fuck, this girl's too hot for me, too cool for me. So you need to not only show that you're interested, but make it very obvious that you're interested. Obviously, you can go too far with this, but I would say with a shy girl, where she's genuinely shy. Now, there's a difference between a girl who's playing hard to get or a girl who is cold. But coldness, I would say, is just shyness, but with one of the reasons of her having endured some trauma, or she's just really in an insecure part of her life, and so she's putting up that wall. Usually that coldness is from trauma or just social skills where she just wants to keep anybody who is not the best for her out of her life. But basically, when you're dealing with a woman who is genuinely shy, she's going to have trouble opening up, and she's gonna feel double trouble opening up because you're so high. And so the more attractive you are and the more signs of attraction that she is showing, her face is getting red a lot, she can't hold eye contact with you, she's very fidgety, she's playing with her hair, she's playing with her hands, she keeps crossing her legs this way and then crossing them that way. When she talks to you, she can't look at you and hold eye contact when you're talking. That's the only time she can hold eye contact, but then if you return it, she looks down. So that's a sign of submissive attraction. She stutters a lot. She can't keep track of what she's trying to tell you. She can't come up with topics. She comes up with silly topics that are kind of random. These are all signs that it's a shy girl who's into you. So when you see these signs, what you need to do is you need to either talk a lot, which is going to increase your attainability, or you can play the more refined game of get her to talk to you more and open up by letting her know subtextually and contextually through your communication that it's okay for her to open up. So let's go over that one first, actually. So what you can do to make yourself more attainable to a shy girl and allow her to open up is talk about your vulnerabilities and some of your insecurities. You can even talk about, I'll talk about, when I was in high school and before I was super shy. Well, I had periods of extroversion, but then because of, getting rejected and being part of the lower castes of the social hierarchy, I felt like I was a loser, and so I was really shy, even though in my heart I was very extroverted. And so I'll talk about that and I'll open up about that or any other vulnerability or insecurities that I have. And what that shows is like, okay, I'm not afraid to open my heart and to put it on the table, and you can judge me or think less of me. And she's gonna see that and she's gonna feel more courage, because if you've ever shared something really deep and intimate with someone, you'll definitely see that unless they're an absolute big piece of shit, they're gonna usually respond with some sort of compassion, or they're going to reciprocate and give you something that is vulnerable about them. And because you showed your heart first, and so they feel safe showing their heart. And the same thing is gonna happen with a shy girl, is that you can show some sort of vulnerability, insecurity, fear, something in your past that wasn't so great, and have a real fucking conversation. I'm always talking about fucking bitches and getting laid, but a lot of that is done best when you build a genuine human connection with someone. And that's when she's gonna feel like wow, this is an amazing seduction and I wanna go home with him. Even though I am shy and even though I don't know how to take action, I'm super interested in this guy because we're making such a strong connection. And you're building similarity, as I said. And then the arousal is coming from your fundamentals and the way you speak and the way you look at her. And so share something vulnerable about yourself. You can also go quiet yourself and you can mirror her shyness. But don't do it in a way that is like you're shy in a bad way. So shy in a good way is, maybe it would be best described as stoicism. So shyness that's hot in a guy is stoicism. Sometimes you can be a really unattractive guy and then she can see you be shy and kind of like demur, and she'll think it's so endearing because you're usually such a big, confident badass, and then you show some, a sign that maybe you're not totally that guy and you have like a soft heart. It could be just like, sometimes I'll see cats and I love cats, and I'll just have this moment of like, I'll turn into a little girl for cats, and girls will see that and it'll add some vulnerability to me. So show some shyness or just be stoic and quiet. And so then you guys are both being quiet, and she can actually, so one of the best signs that you're comfortable with someone is that you two can be in the room and just shut the fuck up. Like if you're in the room with your best friend, right? You don't have to constantly be talking to them. When you meet someone new, you're like, okay, we got to keep conversation going, or it's awkward. But with your best friends, you can be quiet and talk about nothing, and then just randomly talk about something, and then you feel comfortable with each other because your guards are down. Same thing applies. Try to act that way with the girl you're on a date with, and then it's going to make her more comfortable, and then allow her to open up. So maybe you ask her a question and she kind of gives a short answer, and then you give her something, be like, yeah, I kind of went through something similar, and then you kind of get quiet and you kind of look off into space, and then she'll see that, and if you're manufacturing it, she's going to know. But if it's genuine and sincere, she's going to see that, and that she's going to feel that vibration, that she's on the same wavelength as you, is that you both have some shyness. And then because she does have to put some work into it, and even though she's shy, you can't do all the work for her. And so if you do give her that space with which to be to express herself, but beforehand you've given her that confidence to know that it's okay if she opens up and it's okay if she talks more. So lots of strong eye contact, show very genuine interest in her, etc. Everything that I just explained, that's going to make her feel confident enough to actually express herself. Now, the other method is preferred if you just want to steamroll through it, and it's usually what I do is you just talk as much as you can and you take over the conversation. Now, for you to do this, you have to be good at talking a lot. You have to be good at reading people's emotions, and you have to be careful not to become too much, because of course, even with a shy girl, you can be leading too hard, and you can be too talkative, and it'll come off like you're chasing I know a lot of guys would prefer to just shut up and have the girl do all the talking because they love talking, and the more she talks, the better usually, because it's the less things that coming out of your mouth that you could possibly fuck up with. But if she's a shy girl and she absolutely won't open up, you just start talking. And also, you don't have to build as much of a connection as you probably think you do. You could just do some talking. She's giving you one-word answers, but you know she's interested because of what I'm about to say. And you keep pushing, keep building a connection. You know, she's not talking, you just talk about yourself endlessly. And then at some point, you know, you might have to recognize her facial expressions, or she's starting to open up a little bit more. It'll be time to like move the seduction. Either you want to take her home from the club, or you want to get her phone number during day game, or you're actually on a date with her and you want to take her home. You have to make a move, right? You're gonna have to try and get her phone number, try and kiss her, approach her, take her home, whatever. You have to take action. And that is the ultimate way to get a shy girl, right? These are all just primers of how to make her feel more comfortable and how to adapt to her unique situation and her unique vibe and personality and way of being. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to take fucking action. And you're gonna have to pull her. Now, sometimes with shy girls, this is gonna be hard because they're not going to be as obvious that they like you. But at the same time, what I've noticed is that they're actually really direct. So here's my next advice, is I want you to be direct with shy women. I want you to be very honest with them. If you like them, maybe she says something, maybe she's been kind of quiet and she says something cool, be like, you're really cool, I like you. So now what you're doing through that compliment and that very genuine sign of interest, or wow, you're just beautiful, you know, just launch things at her. What you're gonna see is that it's satisfying all of the advice that I was giving you thus far. Be attainable, be attractive, let her feel confident so she can open up. Give her feedback about what you're really thinking about her. With shy girls, you can be really meta and direct with your communication. You can talk about the date. You can just say something like, you know, are you kind of shy? Or, you know, are you enjoying yourself? And even though that could come off like, oh, you shouldn't ask a girl if she's enjoying herself because you're not confident. No, these ways of expressing yourself can actually be really attractive to a woman who's shy, because again, the way you open her up is to let her guard down. But once she lets her guard down, she's gonna be very open and honest with you. So you can be very direct like that and say, you know, are you enjoying yourself? You know, you seem kind of quiet. Are you just shy? You know, if it's okay if you are. And then she might even say, yeah, you know, I'm just kind of shy, you know, but no, I'm enjoying myself. Cool, perfect. You're very direct. Then 5-10 minutes later, you can be like, hey, you want to, you know, go do something else? You know, you want to jerk my dick off until it explodes in your mouth, or you want to go for a walk, or just come home and watch a movie, whatever pool you want to use. And you're actually gonna be surprised by how often these girls will go home with you, because some guys probably think, oh, she's shy. Okay, so she's not like, I love when guys say, oh, she's not like that. It's like, what the fuck do you mean she's not like that? Every girl loves dick, right? So every girl's like that, you know? And like I said, some of the shyest girls I know have fucked a lot of guys. And then like you find out and you're like, oh wow, like you don't really give out your signals that hard, but somehow guys are picking up on it. And I think they're picking up on it because men, again, like I said, we like to have that aggressive, talkative, powerful role where the girl is kind of like, and sometimes girls fucking play the game. So here's the other, the last tip that I want to give you besides be direct and lead hard, right? So that's why you have that scenario where, you know, girls can be kind of shy, but they can have a lot of partners because guys are leading really hard because they can kind of smell their shyness and it kind of turns them into a man, and they're being very aggressive and they pull hard. So I want you to do that with shy girls. Be direct and pull hard. If anyone tells you differently, like don't be direct because she's shy, that doesn't make sense. You need to somehow create the connection or communicate what you want to communicate if you're not getting the normal feedback that you would get from a more talkative and social woman. So be direct, lead hard, have great fundamentals, be attainable, and either do all the talking because she just either refuses to or she just can't, or learn how to get her to open up by making yourself vulnerable and giving her the confidence to be okay with opening up. However, sometimes you're dealing with a girl who's not actually shy. She's either playing hard to get or she's in that cold phase where she's, you know, playing that status game of not giving any effort, because if she gives effort, that makes her look like a loser because she got burned in the past when she showed a guy a lot of affection and a lot of interest. So if she is, it's not if she's cold, because some girls can just be very like blasé, but then they're very passionate once they're home with you. Just because they have a classy, elegant demeanor, you're gonna have to really distinguish some emotions here, and you're gonna have to pay attention to body language and facial expressions. But The biggest sign I would say that if someone's not genuinely shy, they're just playing hard to get, is if their attention is elsewhere. There's a difference between someone being shy and not paying attention and someone who's not paying attention but instead paying attention somewhere else. That means that she's not genuinely interested in you, and you could be misinterpreting it as shyness, but it's actually disinterest. If she's on a date with you, then she probably is at least somewhat interested, unless you're totally bombing it. But if you're in a social environment or a day game environment, she could just not be interested in you. So the best way you're gonna know is through trial and error and actually approaching and trying to do something with girls, and they're gonna give you feedback, and you're gonna learn to recognize, oh, that look kind of comes off as disinterest, but it's actually shyness. But this behavior, I used to think was shy, but actually it's disinterested. And you're gonna learn, that's the ultimate test, is through experience, because I can teach you so many things, but there's so many details that I can't quite convey to you that you're only gonna see once you're in person with the girl, right? So approach girls, or none of this fucking matters, and take action. But if a girl is not paying attention to you, but also giving attention to something else, you probably need to pull soon, because she's getting fidgety and you know, she actually just wants you to pull, or she's not interested. And then you either need to course correct and kind of fix the seduction and figure out what's wrong and how to get her attention back, or pull, because you're gonna lose it anyways, and any efforts to try and get her back are just gonna make it worse, so might as well just try and fuck her now. That is the best way to see if a woman is just playing games with you and playing hard to get, is if she's not paying attention to you, but paying attention to something else, and not just being shy. And you know, she's looking at you and she's listening, but she's not as into it as possible. But for the most part, in my experience with shy girls, they do warm up and then they become super affectionate and they give you a lot of attention, because again, when you're repressing yourself so much and then you finally have a chance to open up, you're gonna fucking explode with love and attention. So with shy girls, they're usually gonna go from shy to excited, and those are the funnest girls, some of the funnest girls to hang out with, because they tend to be very loving and very genuine and very sincere, and also they're fucking crazy in bed, because again, when you pulled something down and then it gets a chance to open up, they're gonna go really, really crazy, and they're gonna be like going from, okay, yeah, sure, let's go, to and just fucking trying to kill themselves on your dick. And it's a beautiful transformation to watch. It's like watching a girl go Super Saiyan slut. It's kind of cool. So shy, excited girls, that's how you get them. And yeah, this is Hector Castillo, Poppy, girlschase.com. Please, again, check out One Date in the description below. Also, if you want to sign up for coaching and get coaching from me personally, there's a sign up in there. I also have a college book that teaches you social circle game, but it applies outside of college as well, because we're always in college perpetually. We're always being status whores and caring about reputation and gossip and all that bullshit. So it's funny, has great stories, and it teaches you the principles that apply for the rest of your life when dealing with friends and girls in your friend groups. It's called King of College. Yes, that's the book that I wrote. It's in the description below. Follow me on social media, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and ciao.